feel about being a member of the Information Society? That's a difficult question because I didn't know we were in the Information Society.
This is our Delta Boeing 767-300ER, and this aircraft has been with us for a very long time, for at least 7 years. It's been within our collection for that long, and it's been in various liveries. It first started out when we got it as Qantas in the Wallabites livery, and then it went from that to a TAM, and then from there to United, and now it's currently in Delta, and it stayed in this livery for the longest time possible. But now it's going through another makeover, as recently we bought decals from the1decals.com. They're not sponsoring this video, but we did buy decals from them. And today, this plane is going to get a brand new look. So this is what the decals came in. Now my brother will be unboxing these out of the envelope, well, the letter that they're in. So bro, go ahead and do that. This is what you get when you take it out. Get this little, I guess, order form here with some other information, but we're not going to read that because that's going to make the video a bit longer than it needs to be. And we also have the decal sheet itself, so very highly detailed, so yeah, very nice. So now we're going to get to prepping the model for its decals. Now we're just going to have to prep the model for its decals, so yeah, we're going to start off here with the winglets. Okay, so now for the next step. Since that this model is obviously has been painted, we're gonna have to sand off the livery, well, sand the aircraft down, and then repaint it. But if your model is like, for instance, like, you know, it hasn't been like repainted over or anything, like, hold on a sec. Yeah, if you're like redoing a plane like this plane right here, the Air Canada, then what you'll need is some Q-tips and nail polish remover. Now, I don't know if there's any nail polish remover that doesn't have like a bad smell to it, so, but if you can, it's probably going to be on Amazon or any beauty salon that's nearby you, so that's where you can get the nail polish remover. So yeah, but in our case, we're just going to take the AK-21 out of the shot now, but in our case, we're working on this aircraft which has paint on it, so if you also have that same kind of situation, the best way to go is just sand off the whole aircraft. So yeah, we're gonna have to sand the whole aircraft and then repaint it and then put a gloss finish on it before we add the decals on it. So we're gonna get to that right now. Okay, now this process will be the painting process, well, the priming process. So what you want to do, you want to have some frog tape to prevent any, you know, spillage of the paint onto the wings or anywhere on the aircraft from happening. So yeah, you want to carefully place on your frog tape, and you also would need a small paintbrush and some primer paint. So yeah.
Half of the U.S. Rain showers and thunder showers along that frontal system, and that wide band of fairly heavy snow.
Alright guys, so now it's time to do the bottom and the engines of the aircraft. As you can see, I got the priming done for the top, where it's mostly white and mostly smooth. That's what you want when you're priming these aircraft. And so now we're gonna get on to doing the bottom of the aircraft. Now you can mask it if you want to, and this I'm not gonna really, because I'm going to carefully go by the landing gear strut here on the bottom of the belly, but if you want to, you can do that. Alright guys, so now the next step once you have primed the engines and the bottom of the aircraft here, your next step is to reattach these stabilizers, because then you're going to want to apply a little bit of a clear gloss coat. We're using a Design Master, the brand Design Master right here. It's a durable gloss protectant coat. It's normally used for like artwork, so like if you paint on canvases, you'll normally spray this on there to prevent the paint from basically getting washed out or something like that. In this case, we're going to use it to give the plane a gloss-like finish, just like how most model companies look. So this will not only protect the white paint and make it look pristine and not really get much marks on it, but it will also make it shiny. And you do want to put a few coats of this on, like 1 to 2. Alright guys, so also before you so once you've got your priming done and you got your stabilizers back on here, you see I've got the right side and the left side back on. In this case with this model, it did have winglets, so we removed the winglets. They were customly put on there, so we had to take them off. You want to make sure that you cover back up your tracks on there, so I matched the colors and put that paint on. I also masked the plane to cover the delicate decals that are on the wing here, because we're going to be spraying the body of the fuselage with this this gloss paint here, and it does tend to just like with the decals, you can't put this directly on them. It will tend to make them bubble and all sorts. So what we're going to end up doing right now is I'm going to also be using a chrome paint to go over the leading edge of the wing here and the other leading edge, and also the tail. So this is the chrome paint that I use. It's from Craftsmart. You can pick this up at your local like art craft stores such as like Michael's or Hobby Lobby in the US. In the UK, I don't know really what craft shops there are, but you could look in your country, whatever arts craft stores will have this, or even on Amazon you can find this. And I'm using a bright silver version. As you can see, it will have about this color here. This is not really that accurate to what color will come out, but normally just looking at the bottle you'll see what kind of color you'll get. For example, here's an Air Canada that we made for somebody. You can see the silver there. That's what that color is going to look like. So same silver coloration. It's not going to be any disruption on that plane. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing right now. So
check it out. It's snowing. It's snowing in New York. Look at that snow. Alright. I'm yours.
Okay guys, so once you have put on the silver lining, the silver edges for your plane, you also want to make sure you, as you saw, I did the APU as well. You want to make sure you put in this is optional. I put physical beacon lights on this model on the belly here. Hold on.
Yeah, so right there on the belly, that is a physical beacon light, and there's another one on the top. There's also the, you want to do your nav lights as well, if you want, for extra detail. This camera does not want to focus. Okay, so right there's the red nav and strobe, and then I have the green nav and strobe. So you can choose to do that if you want to, but then the next step is going to be the clear coat to make the white coat shiny, so you don't have to do that later. But if you do have the proper thing, the proper clear coat that works with the decal, then by all means use that. But if you are going to use the Design Master version, spray it on first.
Okay, so now we'll be getting to the interesting part of this video. So first you're gonna need the plane itself, a big enough tray of water for the decals,
A small brush for the small decals,
a bit larger brush for the larger decals,
a kebab stick, or you can even use a toothpick to move the decals off of the decal paper,
tweezers for placing the decals into the water,
and last but not least, the decals themselves.
and we almost forgot one more thing. We also need scissors, just to, like, especially right here on the decals, so
To cut in between each decal.
yeah.
Alright, so here we got the decals, and now what you want to do is, first things first, is you want to take the decals out of the slip of paper or plastic. And what you want to do is separate each part first. So what I'm going to do first is the tail, because that's going to be the easiest one for you guys to see. So I'm going to cut gently, ever so gently around the tail.
Be careful with the decals right there. Like that one here.
So yeah, you want to be as careful as you can, cutting around. That was very close, but yeah. So what you're gonna do now? What I'm gonna do now is simply plop it in the water. It's gonna curl like it is back there right now. You can see right there it is curling. That is normal for decals, they will curl. So you just want to dunk it a little bit. Do a little dunk, it's gonna take like a few seconds. You're gonna take your tweezer once you see it lift up. You're going to take your tweezer, pull it out of the water, get some of the remaining water off, and you're gonna take your, I'm using a skewer stick, but you can also use, like I said before, you can use a toothpick. Might work better for those at home, or you can even use your hand. Whichever way is easier. Ooh, that is big. So you can move it. I tend to do decals this way in terms of moving it with your hand to place it a little better.
Okay guys, so we had to use the second one. Good thing I ordered two, so if that does happen, you know, you can always, you know, it's okay to make mistakes. So yeah, basically, yeah, just have to put on that decal there with the, you can use your hands like my brother said, or a toothpick, or a kebab stick.
Yeah, because I think using your hands actually, so it doesn't have any effect on the model itself, because I've worked with decals before, but yeah, this is probably like the better way of putting them on sometimes, because they tend to like sometimes like if you use a toothpick or something, like you can use this as well, but I didn't realize how fragile these could be. So some of them you can use a toothpick, some you can't. So I would suggest, another suggestion would be use your hands to slide them off.
Alright. So,
Alright guys, so next what we're going to do the cargo jet logo across the back of the plane. So yeah, what you want to do here is, because this is not like the other one, we can cut kind of large-ish, but for the tail you do want to make sure you do cut close, as we now know that the whole decal thing, this whole paper is basically like a giant clear decal,
which is very interesting. So yeah,
it is, the detailing on it is good, but for that, in terms of if you are like a I know like some people do Airfix kits, and you know that Airfix models, like when they do decals, those decals are a little better than this, where you can soak the whole decal paper and get individual decals without getting that
extra stuff.
Yeah, that little plasticky stuff. So what you want to do, also, once you've gotten this out, so I'm going to line it up first. So that's where our decal's going to lie. Right about there on the jet. On the aircraft. To say so. I'm just going to cut a little bit more. Especially by the wing area. Because I don't want it to cause any troubles when going on by the wing. So yeah, you can do this if you want to, if you have an
Alright, you guys. Okay, so we added it on one side, but my bro did mess up a little bit. So yeah, he kind of made the mistake on like removing it completely away before, like, you know, doing the rest. So yeah, that's the reason why. But
yeah guys, so that wraps up today's DIY video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this also helped you out in decaling your own planes. And we will see you in the next video. Bye bye.